some people walk into your life dressed as blessings, but they're tests from the universe. And when you love a narcissist, the hardest part isn't leaving, it's remembering who you were before they convinced you you're nothing. This isn't a story about hatred. It's about how karma dismantled a man who thought he was untouchable. And how once I stopped chasing his love, I found my own light. When I met Arjun, he was everything I thought I'd ever wanted. Charismatic, successful, confident in a way that made people lean closer just to listen. In the beginning, he adored me, gifts, attention, endless affection. He said I was different, the only one who truly understood him. I mistook intensity for love. Back then, I didn't realize narcissists don't fall in love, they recruit. The red flags were painted as compliments. He'd say, "You're so much better than your friends," or "You don't need anyone but me." It sounded romantic, until isolation began to feel normal. Slowly, the compliments turned into corrections. "Why do you wear that lipstick? You really don't have to talk so loudly." I thought honesty meant caring, but every suggestion chipped at my confidence until I barely recognized myself. At dinner one night he said, "You're lucky I tolerate your drama." Everyone laughed. I did too, but my chest tightened because part of me believed him. That's how emotional abuse hides inside sentences wrapped like love letters. By the time I noticed the pattern, I was in too deep. My self-worth was no longer mine, it was his reflection. And the worst part? I didn't know where he ended and I began. That confusion was exactly what kept me there. But life and karma were already moving, even if I couldn't see it yet. You'd think abuse means chaos, shouting, slamming doors. But with narcissists, silence is the weapon. He'd disappear for days after a fight, then return with roses and apologies so perfect they sounded rehearsed. Every vanishing act made me panic. I'd beg, promise, shrink. Every return made me grateful for the bare minimum. That's how they train you. It's called trauma bonding, loving the same hands that hurt you. My world revolved around his approval. I checked my phone constantly. I rewrote messages 3 times before sending. I stopped sharing my feelings because they were always too much. Then one evening, sitting across from him at dinner while he scrolled his phone, I felt nothing. No fear, no longing, just silence. I realized he drained me of all emotion, and that emptiness was freedom trying to be born. The next morning, I packed a small suitcase. No note, no confrontation, just a folded key left on the granite counter. Outside, it rained softly, like the sky washing away my hesitation. He didn't call for 3 days. On the 4th, he texted, "Are you done overreacting?" I replied simply, "You'll find another mirror soon." And that was it, my first boundary. Leaving him wasn't the end. Freedom was raw and lonely at first. I cried for the version of me that thought this was the best love she could get. But for the first time in years, I wasn't scared of his silence. I had made my own. I didn't know it then, but the same silence that once suffocated me was about to become the space where karma would speak. Months passed before karma knocked. I heard through mutual friends he tried the same game with someone new. But this woman wasn't naive. She was a lawyer, grounded and fearless. When he lied, she didn't cry. She documented. Within weeks, his empire crumbled. Company fraud exposed. He called, emailed, even sent flowers. I threw them away without anger. Because karma didn't need my applause, only my detachment. Freedom was messy at first. I had to rebuild from zero, alone, shaky but honest. Therapy, meditation, long walks in silence. One morning, while journaling by the window, sunlight hit my face and I felt peace instead of pain. That's when I realized my revenge had already happened. Not through his destruction, but through my healing. A few years later, fate crossed our paths in a cafe. He looked older, that artificial confidence replaced by exhaustion. He said, "You look happy." I smiled, "I am," and walked away, not in triumph, but peace. Because karma doesn't punish. It only turns people into mirrors of their truth. And my reflection finally was love without him. If you've ever loved a narcissist, remember, you don't have to prove their darkness. You just have to choose your own light. Healing is the real revenge.